Alright, so welcome back everyone. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, the hardest career series. This episode, I'm going to be continuing on with our Moonshot program. So we've had an impactor, we've gone into orbit, we've done a flyby, we've sent some signs back and we've returned to the surface of Kerbin from orbit of the Moon. Next thing to do, so we've got two, which we did have anyway. Last time I looked, we had two contracts for land on the Moon. One is just generally land anywhere, and the other one is land a probe on a specific target right here. So we've got launch a land probe and have it land on the Moon. 1,121. Nice reward there. So that's for landing anywhere. We've also got this one as well, orbit the first satellite in an equatorial orbit around the Moon. I thought I'd already done that, but... So we've got specific target. We don't know whether the target will actually take the contract. And we're going to take the third contract, which is equatorial orbit of the Moon, which is, we're going to have to do that anyway. So we'll take that. That is about it, I think. I'm going to explore Kerbin. No, that's for manned. That's fine. We've got a lot of place satellites in around Minmus, Mun, Peel, Gilly, all these different bodies. Relay satellites. We've just got a hold of some relay dishes. So at some point we need to do that as well. Especially on the Mun and Minmus. However, can't do anything like that right now. Okay, so I've got 3 contracts, all for landing on the Moon, except one, and that's for equatorial orbit. Nothing really special. Yeah, lander probe, specific target. And that is just equatorial orbit, thankfully. Okay, so heading to the VAB. And we shall put a little spacecraft together. We need a larger booster because we need quite a lot of potential energy, Delta V, this time around. Not like the little tiny little thing that we've been using previously. So we need a bigger booster. So I'll have to put that together as well. I'll put the spacecraft first. Then I'll show you it. We'll go and we'll test it in the desert. Yeah, I think we'll test out in the Western Desert. Near the Western Desert launch pad. I think that'd be a good idea. First, before I try launching, in case something goes wrong. Okay, we'll enter the VAB. Okay, so we're going to start with the booster for this mission. So I'll build the spacecraft and head out to the Desert Airfield launch pad. And we'll test it, as I said. But first of all, you can see how much I've had to augment because of the extra weight. The spacecraft itself has got nearly 2,000 Delta V. That should be easily enough to do all 3 missions. 7 minutes, not far off. 10 seconds short of 8 minutes worth of burn time on that spacecraft. Let's have a look at it in a second. 0.3 in Kerbin's atmosphere, or Kerbin's gravity well. Around the Moon it's about 1.8. So we're fine for TWR. So we've got the second stage, 0.23. That might struggle a little bit during circularization, but let's see how it goes. This core stage develops 0.88, augmented by the 2 KMX Industries mini boosters. Limited the thrust down to 50%, gives us about 54.5 seconds, almost a minute, with which we get 1.4 with these 2 stages combined. So we've got 4. It's a Spacely LV-T10s, which have got gimbling like the Cogswells. We had like an upgraded version of the Cogswell, I suppose. I've opted to keep the RCS. just just for redundancy basically, and also extra stability. Right, so spacecraft under the fairing. So we have the RC-0 Probodobrine Octo. Got 2 solar panels on a small structure. Got a nice wide stance on the landing gear. We've got monoprop powered Spiders LV-1Rs. Sorry, not monoprop, the liquid fuel, isn't it? Yeah. My mistake. Liquid fuel oxidizer tanks. Got the 2 antenna. The 2 science packages. Basic thermometer and again the barometer. Obviously later on we need to develop a larger booster, but unfortunately right now we're limited to 18 tons still. That's for the launch pad itself. When you upgrade it, it stops you from using them, so after this mission I will begin the upgrade of the launch pad. We'll need more launch pads as well at some point, but I'll keep it as just a 1 just for now. Alright, so that's that. So right now, get this to build all together complete. But I'm also going to build an extra spacecraft so I can go out to the desert field and try it out there. Alright, so I'm going to get on with doing that. Also got to put the launch pad in place as well. And then as soon as we've finished building the spacecraft, we'll head out and test it. Okay, so this is the spacecraft. It's just coming up to dawn, so lights, let's have a look. Yeah, so just getting some sunlight. So when I first loaded the craft in, it was actually going down electric charge, but that's fine. If it becomes a problem, just switch it, right click the probe core, click hibernate, and it should be okay for electric charge regardless. Alright, so what do we have? We've got the antenna already deployed. We have no RCS obviously, but we'd have a reaction wheel. Yeah. See it bouncing. Okay. So you just have to get enough TWR to get herself off the pad where it is. Nowhere near. TWR is, yeah, 0.28. Alright. Ooh, bit of a glow there. Oh, it's definitely trying to get itself off. Definitely. Okay, do you have any... We do, we have 1.4 science. So I want to transmit this and it'll be a good test of how much power is it going to use. That's fine. So I said back in the video, but we need a larger spacecraft or anything else, really. 2.2. Well, we can actually recover it as well, but that's 2 scientific experiments, one after the other. That's good. Okay, I was thinking about putting the sample drill, which I have access to now, but I thought best not. It was a bit big. Okay, do that again. Recover. So recover this. It'll be about 8 more days before the spacecraft's actually ready to be launched from KSC. That's it. That is nice. So we've got minimal backup though. We've only got 4 thrusters. We can't have like 8 thrusters in case we have like half the thrusters fail. You just can't do that. Okay, but it's nice and clear of the ground. So that is, it's a basic design, like a platform, as I showed you in the VAB. Nice wide stance. You can stack anything you like on that platform with the probe car in the middle. Like a rover, basically. Okay, let me cover. Okay, so we have the MUN almost in perfect position. Full throttle, RCS is on, SCS is on. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, about 1 minute and 50 seconds into the flight, we had a fuel leak and one of the main engines exploded. We don't have no TWR to continue the mission, so we're going to let this ditch into the sea. Pretty expensive piece of kit. See a main engine loss. We don't have anything like enough TWR to keep accelerating now. I mean, it's quite close anyway with all 4 motors working. With only 3, it's practically impossible to get anywhere. Okay, so I might go back to the VAB and see about increasing the power of these motors a little bit more. But that is it for this particular attempt. So we'll head back into the VAB and rebuild another one. Okay, so for the second attempt, I'm landing something on the MUN. Hopefully our scrap leaders will learn this time. Okay, so MUN is in the perfect position. I have tweaked the power level of the main engines here and throttled back the SRBs a little bit so that it gives a little bit more time, just over 60 seconds this time. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that seemed to take off a little bit better. Okay, just before, follow the prograde mark. Once we get to about between 6 and 7 kilometers. Okay, so that's actually much better. Well, nothing blew up at least. Okay, so we'll reach 70 kilometers and we'll let the first stage go as usual. And then begin circularization and pushing the apoapsis up towards the MUN. Okay, so this time I'm going to just circularise, then we shall see where we need to burn for the bun. So I actually thought we had more advanced SAS on this probe, but obviously we don't. We've still only got the basic manoeuvring. Okay, well I've figured out that TWR on the second stage is far too low. So I think bringing the engine back up to original size would be a good idea. In fact, possibly making a third stage. But of course to do that we need to upgrade the launch pad. And that stops us from using it from the duration of the upgrade. I've got 500,000, so it's not a problem. So I might build a second launch pad and then can use that while the first pad is being upgraded. Okay. 85 by 85. Phew. We have, yeah, 2 antennas on. I don't know where the light source is coming from. I think it might be the probe cores. So, yeah, I actually thought we would have better SAS, but we don't. So again, this is only stability. I thought it was at least prograde hold and retrograde hold, but it's not. Right, we got the first stage back. Oh, plenty of fuel there. So I could have actually used that first stage, the core stage, a bit longer. Yeah. So delaying the gravity tones was also beneficial. Right, okay, let's head to the map view. Okay, a few seconds. I'm going to ignore the manoeuvre node itself. I need to push prograde. If it stays on there. So we shall see what we get. Okay, a few more meters per second. We'll throttle right down. We'll be able to see it exact on the manoeuvre node anyway. Let's stop about there. Okay, men perhaps this is okay, it's 1054. Oh dear, how do you do this? It's okay. So if you follow the prograde marker, it's wrong. And if we follow the manoeuvre node marker, it's also wrong. So a quick look, proper look. Yeah, if we keep pushing for the remaining 7 seconds worth of burns on 32.8 meters per second, we will be a lot closer than we should be. So I'm not going to. So we should catch the mun about here. — 1054 kilometers. Okay, that's not too bad. So we'll circularize and as best we can, manoeuvre as best we can. Although I might try switching it around. We're not like that. Good grief. Let's go right around again. So point retro and see what happens. We'll probably lose contact with the Mun. The intercept at about 1,400, so I'll leave it there. At least that will actually know we'll intercept the Mun at that altitude. If I try to pull it back any further, we'll lose the intercept. Alright, so it's going to be, well, it's a day to the apoapsis. So on to there. 1 day, 1 hour, 32 minutes. Okay, so I've returned back to the Space Centre for the duration of the day. Back in the tracking station, now we can see we're going to intercept. This is the contract marker, 1706. And that's our intercept point, 1404. So we're just about 5 kilometres too low. Not a problem at all. However, what is going to be the problem is the impact point, which is this. Now, it's supposed to be an impact and not a lander. Strange if they call it impacting when you land. I call it crashing. But, no. Apparently it's called landing and it's called impacting, not crashing. Or whatever. So that is the one that we actually need. It's the red one. Yeah, that's fine. We'll see, it's going to be quite tricky to land there. Going to be out of contact. As well as out of sunlight. And the only way to recharge our batteries is to be in sunlight. But we shall have to see what it plays out. Okay, it's going to be... oh, another 4 hours or so. No, it says 2 hours there. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. That says 4 hours and this one says 2 hours. Never mind. Okay. Okay, so I managed to get into orbit. A little bit tricky, because the phase across this particular angle isn't actually equatorial, it's not 180 degrees. It is across that, but it's not across there. So I want to modify the phase of the orbit. Altitude seems to be within, well, it's within tolerance of the contract. Apoapsis and periapsis, just the phase that's out slightly. Okay, so going to be 3 hours and 9 more minutes, and we'll complete the manoeuvre. Took the apoapsis and periapsis, and that should be that first contract done. Then we can start with the landing. However, as I showed you in the tracking station, I don't think we can do this. No, we're going to be out of contact and also out of sunlight as well. But we shall see. Alright, so about 43 seconds now. Want to manoeuvre node. It's going to be a 0.9 second burn. No, it's next to nothing. 4.1 meters per second. Exact. Okay, 20 seconds. So we might be able to actually do this. It is actually rotating the Mun. So it might be in sunlight and in radio contact by the time we come around. Hopefully. Okay. 2, 1. Okay, where are we? Yeah, just about there. Pulse and periapsis. Okay, so I've got to try and push. Yeah, it looks like it's this. Yeah, 1747 and the 1706 where we need to be, so it's probably that. I can't see it being that because it is spot on. It's within 1 kilometre. 1409 And we're at 1410. That's not bad. Okay, so we need to come round to the periapsis. Oh, nice going on now. Right. Okay, here we go. Okay, that should be it. But it's not. Ah, aggregate periapsis should be 221.8 degrees. Which way is that? That should be. Okay, the blue one is where we are. 1409. Oh, good. Okay, so we need to bring it round. I believe it should be radial out. We need to push ours forward a little bit. Nope, it's radial in. Damn it. I should know this stuff. Nope, onto the node, thank you. Now that is perfect. So I don't know what else he wants me to do. Okay, so after all that messing around, I've realised why it's not completing. We are going from where we're looking anti-clockwise, and the direction of the arrow is clockwise. We're going the wrong way. There is nothing I can do about that now. So yeah, it would have helped if I'd have studied the line a little bit better. Okay, never mind. I'm going to go for a apoapsis. We are going. Let's go for landing. I didn't even click on that at all. It's been very strange. No, I don't want to hit it, do I? Where's periapsis? 46 kilometers. I'm going to be down to about 20. About 20 kilometers. Okay, so I have to relaunch this particular mission. It's for the equatorial orbit, but I need to get some relays into Moon orbit anyway, at least a couple. So I shall do that and complete this contract outside of recordings. Pretty boring, to be honest. Alright, so we have 2 hours 52 minutes to start the burn. Periapsis is down to 20 kilometers, just over. About 20.5, 20 and a half. Then we're going to burn here, bring the periapsis down. And then we shall begin the landing. Okay, almost there. So meter 6, 5, 4. Okay, it's gone to 10.5. Oh, I never thought to do that. It's supposed to be at 20. My word. Wasting delta V. I can see why. Okay, I'm gonna go back to. I'm gonna go back to prograde. Go to prograde. Okay, 20.2. Phew. Okay, a few seconds. I should begin the final manoeuvre. We have to begin the landing phase. Okay, on the maneuver node. 3, 2, 1. We should have enough delta V in this final stage of the booster to do this as well as others. (300 meters per second) coming down. I'm going to stick on a retrograde even if the maneuver node moves off. Okay, 58.09 by 20.7, so it's roughly about 60 by 20. Okay, so we'll look to the horizon, and we're going to use the last 250 meters per second delta V in this stage. Then we'll decouple, and let the lander motors take over. Try and kill all lateral movement as quickly as possible. Okay, world's first. We have entered suborbital space flight above the Moon. 15,600. One size and two reputation. Okay, almost spent. Let's decouple. Okay. Lander engines are engaged. Try and push this down. Gear is down. So now have a great deal of TWR. Not a huge amount. It's less than 2 to 1, but obviously that's with full tanks. Down a little bit, accelerate a little bit too much there. Okay. Now, since we've got so much fuel, I'll leave on full throttle for a few seconds longer. Okay, down to 50% throttle. We have got plenty of fuel, but we might get a boulder in our way, something like that, we might need the extra fuel. Okay, so we can kill some lateral movement still. Got a little bit of it. Okay. Yeah, a little bit too much lateral movement. Is that what I mean about extra fuel? You never know when extra fuel might come in handy. Come on. Oh. Whew. That's a bit of a rough landing. So yeah. The carriage, as I was saying, isn't fantastically tough, but it's not exactly weak either. Oh. See that glow though from the motors? Damn. Okay. Now can we move? Shut all these down. So we've got about 50% of our fuel left, but of course it wouldn't use as much if it hadn't been so heavy. And most of the weight is fuel. Starting to cool off now. Alright, so that's that. So we've got world's first. We have landed on the surface of the moon. 18,720. Well, cooled off completely now. 1 size and 3 reputation. Not on target though, unfortunately. We can't do that. That's an impactor mission. I thought it was a lander mission, but it's not. It's an impactor mission. Silly me. Should read things. So future generations will remember this day. So lander probe on the moon. 60,606. 8 science and 30 reputation. So yeah, that equatorial orbit was a bit silly. That's fine, I can complete that. That just requires a opposite approach, which I'll need to do anyway with the a relay sat. That's not a problem. And this is an impactor. It says lander probe, but it's actually an impact site. It says the impact target. I don't know. Alright, so let's send some signs back. Now, normally I wouldn't do this, because there is probably a contract for doing this, but we've got plenty of scientific experiments to actually bring to the moon. Okay. Ooh, 28.8 though. The pressure gauge is sitting there motionless. Perhaps you should tap it a few times to be sure. No, I don't think so. 20.2. Alright, where's the sun? Oh, that's good. So, obviously, during daylight, these solar panels are going to be exposed. Maximum exposure to the sun. Yeah, look at all that. That's charging nicely. That's nice. Okay, so that's that. So that is the first. It's unmanned, but it's the first landing on the moon. Nice little spacecraft that as well, if I do say so myself. Alright, so let's head back to the Space Centre. Alright, so that is the first moon landing completed safely. Got some signs back as well. We've got 441,000 should say, 238 cash, lots of reputation. I don't even know where that is now. 141.5 science, that is very welcome. Alright, so that's the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click like. It is appreciated. We'll leave a comment or a question. More than welcome to do so. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for this series and the series I'm going through right now and in the future. We have Discord, Facebook and Twitter. You find it to all 3 of those platforms on the banner on the front page of the channel. Alright, so once again, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. As always, take care. Bye bye.